This podcast is brought to you in part by Academy Travel at MickeyVacations.com. Academy Travel is the official travel sponsor of the Pirates and Princesses podcast, and we can't recommend them enough. Go to MickeyVacations.com/PNP. That's MickeyVacations.com/PNP to get started on your next Disney dream vacation today. And now on with the show. May the 4th be with you. On this episode of Pirates and Princesses, we're going to talk about Star Wars news. Stick around.
Oh, hello there. So glad you could come along.
I put a spell on you.
Grid is live. Initiate light cycle battle.
Welcome, foolish mortals.
For a safe trip, remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the cabin. Be sure to watch your children, and no smoking, please.
Welcome to the Pirates and Princesses podcast.
We're a different kind of Disney podcast. We do it our way.
We talk about Disney parks, Disney movies, TV, video games.
Anything Disney.
I'm your host, Thom Pratt.
And I'm your other host, Kam Pratt.
Okay, welcome back to Pirates and Princesses. As always, I'm your host, Thom Pratt. I'm joined by my lovely wife, Cambria Pratt.
Hello.
Who's not wearing Leia buns today. I'm very disappointed.
No, my hair's short now.
Her hair's too short for the Leia buns.
A couple months ago, I could have. I chopped it short.
So it is May the 4th, which is sort of the unofficial Star Wars holiday.
Well, they consider it Star Wars Day now. I think it is kind of like an official thing.
Kind of an official thing, which is so weird because Star Wars actually came out like on the 25th, I think, originally?
Yeah, it's the end of the month, yeah.
Yeah, so, but, May the 4th sounds like May the Force, so
I
we'll
think
just
they
go
do
with
like the 5th Strikes Back tomorrow, like they'll do
the 5th Strikes
Back. I think they do.
And then Cyber Monday. No. So we're going to talk about all Star Wars news on this episode.
Yeah, well, Star Wars, yeah.
Star Wars related
it's
stuff.
Star Wars stuff. Like, a couple things I was going to talk about was, this is really neat. They're doing the Force for Change, which you've probably heard of before. The Star Wars Force for Change. They always raise money for different organizations.
Right.
And starting yesterday, they started a new one called Roar for Change.
Roar for Change.
Yes. So they're inviting fans to share their own Wookiee roars on social media.
Oh God,
I can't do Wookiee
that
sound.
could get really bad.
I just told my mom though, because we were at a convention once, and she kept, as they have this quest you had to do, and there was like a scavenger hunt. You had to do different activities, and my mom would make people talk to her in Wookiee. Remember?
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
So, for each public post on social media, like or share on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter with the hashtag #RoarForChange, Star Wars Force for Change will donate $1 to UNICEF USA, up to $1 million.
Okay, well, that's a good cause. I think there are going to be an awful lot of awful roars.
I know, I kind of want to see it. So if you want a good time, go search hashtag #RoarForChange. It runs from May 3rd to the 25th.
Yeah, I can't do the Chewbacca roar.
I can't do it either.
I've tried to do it. I can't do it.
Mom was just like,
because it's not real. It was actually like, wasn't it a bear and a lion, and they sort of merge them.
People can do it though.
I don't know how they do it.
And it's funny. They said that if you want to wear the Chewbacca masks or costumes or whatever, they said get into it, and they're going to give them $1. So you humiliate yourself, and every time you humiliate yourself, there's $1. Every
time you humiliate yourself, $1 goes to sick children.
It's right. So there's a Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. As long as you post, like, or share. So if you like or share, I think it counts too. And if you stop in at any Disney store nationwide today, from the 4th to the 6th to today to the 6th, you can get 10% off a Star Wars purchase after posting on social media with the hashtag #RoarForChange.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
So you can save money too.
Yeah.
So every time you make a fool of yourself, you save 10%. So, there you go.
Chewbacca Mom is going to win. Does anybody remember her?
I think that's what they're basing this off of.
Yeah, Chewbacca Mom. She was like really big. Was it last year or the year before?
Was it last year? I don't remember. It was yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the elephant in the room. Solo.
I thought it was Jabba.
No.
Jabba.
This elephant's Solo.
This elephant. Okay, so the Han Solo movie. The tickets are available. You can pre-order the tickets on like Fandango or AMC or wherever it is you buy tickets. And what should we talk about first? Because
I'm going to talk about the ticket deals they're doing, but I want to talk about what we're hearing about the sales and things and why I think they're doing some of the promotions they're doing.
Well, should I talk about what just came out today as far as the tracking numbers?
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Okay, so today, it was either the day or last night, Deadline Hollywood released what they believe the tracking for Solo is, and they're saying that Solo is tracking at $170 million for the
Oh, crap. Sorry.
for the 4-day Memorial Day weekend.
Well, it might be for the whole weekend.
Yeah, but
It is Memorial Day weekend, isn't it?
It is Memorial Day weekend, but here's the problem. Well, there's a couple of things going on. One, we'll talk. The elephant in the room is a lot of people did not like The Last Jedi.
Yeah, and a lot of people. I mean, we're talking like all over. We talk to a lot of people. We go to conventions. We do a lot of things, and most people are not excited about Solo. I mean, let's be honest, they aren't.
No, I mean, I think it's a pretty daunting task to recast Harrison Ford.
I think that's part of it.
That's
think it's not. Han Solo is very popular, but this is not Harrison Ford.
Yeah,
and there are better options they could have taken.
They're not. The promotion for the film, they like just started promoting Solo. Like,
yeah, it was really
within
late.
the last couple of weeks. Like, you didn't hear anything about this movie, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, by the way, Solo's coming out. Go see it.
That was a really bad move. They should have been building up for it. I mean, I understand it is awfully soon. It's like, when someone passes away and then they start dating, the spouse starts dating again, and people are like, isn't that too soon?
Like the next day, or like you hook up with the replacement at the funeral. I mean, kind of like The Last Jedi
It's not that close, but it's pretty close.
I mean, I was surprised they didn't have a trailer for Solo before The Last Jedi to remind people that, because like Marvel, they always promote the next Marvel movie.
I don't think they had enough ready.
I don't think they did either. I mean, this one, they're really kind of cobbling it together at the last minute. Everything we've heard. They're saying 170 million. It's kind of an anonymous.
It was 150 just a few days prior, wasn't it?
Yeah, but they're looking at social media mentions and stuff like that. I'm like, well, if people are mentioning
social media mentions aren't always positive.
Negatively, that's going to impact it too. And the big thing that I think is going to hurt Solo more than anything is Deadpool. Yeah,
that is going to be a problem.
Deadpool comes out. Deadpool actually keeps going up and up and up in tracking. They said it's probably going to be the biggest R-rated movie of all time. The audience scores are through the roof. The test audience scores are through the roof. People are really excited about Deadpool, and it comes out less than a week before Solo.
It's a week before.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, it's exactly a week before, I think. So, yeah, I do think Deadpool is going to be a problem for Solo. I think people don't know what to think after the last movie for Solo. They didn't promote soon enough.
No.
But Disney, in their desperation to make sure they boost sales, has a bunch of special offers. And I think some of these things, are just sheer, because most times people will go see the movie more than once. Yeah. Especially Star Wars fans. They'll see it like 5 times in the theater. And they're counting on that, I think. And some of these offers are cleverly played to do so. So here's some of the cool promotional offers that are out there right now. So they have incentives. Opening night incentives. Okay, so for AMC theaters, they're going to do on the 24th. They said, in addition to seeing the film on our early, fans attending will receive an exclusive poster, novelty buttons, and be given a special event-only concession offer. And then they said fans will also receive replica dice from the film. So, so that's the first one.
That was product placement in The Last Jedi. Luke had the...
Okay, AMC theaters are going to get the dice, but I think all the people come in. I think all the theaters are doing some of the promotional stuff. Okay, so you get the dice. Yeah, haha. Okay, so then they're going to do Solo Saturdays at Regal Theaters IMAX. Yeah. So the first 2 Saturdays after the opening are going to be Solo Saturdays. One is May 26th and one is June 2nd. The first 1,000 who get a ticket receive an exclusive ticket featuring art by Tom Whalen. Wasp Class Last. There are also a poster available for sale of the ticket art at the stores, at the Regal Crown Club stores.
Be the first in your neighborhood to go see Solo twice. Not once, but twice.
And then, that one isn't as tricky as the next one. Solo Sundays, not to be confused with Solo Saturdays. It's IMAX at AMC. And this is where it gets a little tricky. So Sunday, May 27th and June 3rd, guests who purchase a ticket for Solo, the Star Wars Story, and the AMC IMAX will receive an exclusive print with art by Marco Manni. Here's the problem. When you actually looked at the art pieces and you clicked on the links to save them or to use them, it says day 1 and day 2. Mm-hmm. So I think what's going on is on May 27th, there is the one poster. But if you want to get both, you have to buy tickets again on June 3rd to get both posters.
Yeah, so they're trying to
make sure people double dip so they get double money.
Right, they're trying to kind of coerce you into going to see it twice, because this is what happened with The Last Jedi. Now, you didn't see this with The Last Jedi because this has never happened with a Star Wars movie before, where it had such a strong opening and it dropped off a cliff. The Last Jedi, the reason it did not even get anywhere close to The Force Awakens is repeat viewings. People didn't go see it twice. They saw it once, they're like, oh my god, and then they didn't go back.
Well, I think the days of just putting the name Star Wars on something and the fish jump into the boat are over, I think.
Yeah.
Cinemark is doing a special character poster with all different characters on it. It looks like you can cut them apart and make little cards or something. This one I absolutely love, though. Alamo Drafthouse. If you would do advanced order tickets, you have the option to order a Solo: A Star Wars Story glass by Mondo to your advanced ticket purchase. They're designed by Oliver Barrett, and they feature like Han, Chewie, Lando, and the Falcon. But they're like the old glasses like they used to have back like at Pizza Hut and stuff like that. Love that. Wish I could get that. That one I love. You should buy a ticket just to get that, and then it'll actually show up. Fandango, if you're buying tickets through Fandango, while supplies last, you can receive an exclusive poster from the fan shop. It's also offering a bunch of Star Wars collectibles to celebrate the ticket's on sale date. You have to see the site for information.
Yeah, I do like the poster. I mean, I like the artwork for the movies. They actually kept the blasters in the poster.
I like the retro look of it all. I like it a lot.
Yeah, and they're definitely going for the nostalgia, because, I mean, if this is a prequel to the original Star Wars, then it would be like the space 70s. You know,
Space 70s.
Space
well,
70s,
actually,
so.
the Star Wars came out in the Space 70s.
Well, no, but I'm saying, like, if the original trilogy was in the Space 70s and 80s, then Solo taking place
It'd probably be in the Space
8 to
60s.
10 years would be late 60s.
So
space time.
But yeah, Space 60s. There you go. But so yeah, it just seems like I love the promotion. I know that it's not a new thing. They've done it for other movies before.
Not to this extent.
Really pushing it, and I think it's because they know it's not going to do what they wanted it to do, and it might be really great. And I'm honestly hoping beyond hope it's amazing. I'm really hoping. Yeah, I've been wishing it with every wish I have.
I think with having the lowered expectations after The Last Jedi, I guess my feeling is you can only go up from here. But I'm hoping that actually is the case. That like, hey, that didn't completely suck, and it's better than. We're
hoping some of the
Jedi.
Things we're hearing are wrong. Yeah. Because if they're true, then it's going to ruin it. But we're not going to talk about that. So that was going on for that. So if you're going to pre-order your tickets, wherever place you'd like to go, check into those offers and see what you can get. Like I said, Fandango's giving you stuff, and other places. I mean, I wish we had the Alamo around here because I want the glass. So you can check into those. I know, I was thinking about that already. So that's one story I was going to talk about. Another one about Free Comic Book Day. Want to explain what Free Comic Book Day is to everyone? Since we do comics and...
Free Comic Book Day is an event where they give out free comics at comic shops. If you can find a comic shop, if you actually have a local...
participates.
Yeah, most of them do, but if you have a local comic shop, they actually have a bunch of special comics that they give out to these stores. It's usually in May. The
first Saturday in May.
First Saturday in
Which
May,
happens to be tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow, yeah. So
tomorrow strikes back.
We don't know. There's no comic shops.
So, yeah, well, even the ones that are around here, you talked to that one, they didn't do it, remember?
That's why they didn't do it, because they're like, it doesn't bring... No, because I guess that it does come down to the individual shop owners. Because one shop owner I talked to locally, well, kind of locally, it's like 45 minutes from here, but she was saying that they don't do Free Comic Book Day because basically people come in and get their free comics and don't buy anything.
Yeah.
So it was just like giving out samples at Sam's Club. Like people show up at like Sam's Club or Costco just to get free food, and then they never actually buy anything.
Yeah. That's what they said. It was kind of like bringing the people they didn't really want to be bringing in, and then they weren't actually making anything. So they're going to be doing a comic for Free Comic Book Day. So it's going to be a comic from IDW. There's lots of free comics you can get. There's going to be a Star Wars one. It's IDW. It's an issue of Star Wars Adventures. It's going to have Han, Solo, and Chewie. It's going to be called Hunter versus Hunted. It's written by, Cavan Scott, and it's illustrated by Derek Charm. It's going to take place before Star Wars A New Hope, and it's got bounty hunters in it.
No, bounty hunters are always good for...
It's got the bounty hunters, Zuckuss, and... is it Forlom? That's how I always said it. Is it
Forlom or LOM? Probably LOM, because I
always say Forlom, but yeah. So it's going to be put up on the Kingdom Insider. You can take a look at some actual pages from the comic. It's on there. If you want to get one of these comics, you can go to the comic shops. Now, I will tell you, they do say that sometimes comic shops will limit how many free comics you can get. to like 1 or 2. So make sure if that's one you want, that's one you get.
Yeah, but the comic shops I've gone to that participated, usually they'd be like, here's a stack, because they have like 20 different titles from different publishers, and they're like, you can pick like 2 of these,
Yeah, because they don't want you like hogging all the comics and stuff. So make sure you find out, and if you go to like the website for Free Comic Book Day, they'll tell you what retailers are participating and what comics are going to be out. So you can take a look at that, and it'll help you find out where you want to go that's close to you. A lot of times they'll have comic book artists come in, local artists and things to the shops too, and that's always fun. So you might want to take your kids over, check that out. This one is Run Disney, and we just did the Run Disney Dark Side.
Yeah, we did. Just like 2 weekends ago, we did the Run Disney Dark Side Marathon, our very first Run Disney event, and it went pretty good.
It was awesome. So now they're doing a new one they've announced, because today's May the 4th be with you. The race weekend for Star Wars next year is going to be April 4th to the 7th. And the theme is going to be Rival Run.
So I think before they were doing the Dark Side, now we did the Dark Side, and I think the Light Side was supposed to be in California. It was out in California. And then they pulled the plug on that.
At least until Galaxy's Edge is done.
Yeah, they're not doing runs in California for the foreseeable future.
But I want to take bets. I'm wondering if they're not going to open Galaxy's Edge next year on the 4th.
They might.
Because May the 4th. I'm wondering. Because that'll be probably next year, should be a Friday.
At Disneyland. Yeah, we're talking Disneyland.
Disneyland, Disney World.
Disneyland's Galaxy's Edge is much further along than Disney World's. Disney World, they have so many construction projects going on right now, I don't think they can devote 100% to Galaxy's Edge.
But Disneyland's is coming along very quickly, and I would not be surprised. This is not official. This is a guess. This is a rumor that I'm thinking that they might open it on May 4th. I mean, I think that's a pretty good...
Yeah, that would make sense. And it would be open in time for Memorial Day.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
Yeah, so I'm wondering. We don't know that. I'm just wondering. But anyway, they're doing Rival Run weekends. It's going to be presented by Otterbox again, who's one who sponsored the Dark Side Half Marathon we just did. They said there was more than 43,500 runners in attendance.
I can believe it.
I can too.
There were a lot. I mean, we saw, now we didn't do the half marathon, but we went into Animal Kingdom that Sunday for the 20th, and there were just, thousands of people.
It was awesome. It was really, I was just like, go you. But it's going to let people choose which side they want to run for. And I'm assuming it's either the light or the dark, or the Empire, or the Rebels. The way it seems, since they call it the light side and dark side marathons, I'm guessing it's light and dark.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be awesome. They're going to do the 5K, the 10K, and the half marathon again. And they're going to have 2 challenges. The Star Wars Rival Run challenge, which is going to be if you run the 10K and the half marathon. They call it the First Order challenge for us last time. And then the Kessel Run challenge is back. And that's the one where you have to complete the Star Wars Rival Run half marathon and the Star Wars virtual half marathon, which I am so in for the virtual, I can't tell you.
Yeah.
I just got my medal. I'm so excited. I got my medal for doing the last one. So, I want to do this. And my birthday's April 5th, so I'm just like, yeah. Any comments?
No, I'll do it again. I think it's pretty cool.
It was really cool. And so I'm very excited about that. And I'm going to let Tom, because I'm not really a gamer so much, so I'm going to let Tom talk about some of the cool gaming offers they're going to have. And pass this over to you.
On GOG.com, GOG.com, I know that they have many of the classic PC Star Wars titles are on sale this weekend. I think it's through Monday. And some of them were like $20 games are marked down to like $6.
I know, they had like a huge bundle with all of them for like 70 some, and it was like $200 some worth.
And I think I'm checking, I think they're doing it on Steam too, but I know GOG.com has more Star Wars titles, more classic Star Wars titles available there, and they're also doing the discounts on Disney Tsum Tsum because they're doing the May the 4th, and they're doing 25% off in-app purchases and all kinds of stuff. But there, if you look around, pretty much any outlet that sells Star Wars games this weekend will probably have some kind of a discount.
A lot of these are only available like till like May 10th. Some of them are like early. May 11th for Galaxy of Heroes has a deal.
Well, there's a ton. I mean, there's like GOG has like all the classic games from PC, the Knights of the Old Republic, and they're bringing Episode 1 Racer back out. And really, just go there and just search for Star Wars. There's like 20 or 30 games that are on sale.
They're also doing stuff for the consoles too. You can get the new titles for Star Wars, like Battlefront 2 at Target half off till May 5th, or Walmart.com has it till May 7th, from today to May 7th. 50% off games on PlayStation, Xbox consoles, including Star Wars: The Clone Wars, Republic Heroes, and Star Wars: The Force Unleashed 2 until the 8th. And then they're going to have a tournament for Star Wars Pinball in Pinball FX3 on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Windows 10 and Steam. And the winners can take home actual prizes. So
I didn't know Star Wars
cool.
Pinball was a thing.
It starts today and it goes to the 11th. So besides the gaming, there's a bunch of stores, I'm not going to read all of them, having a bunch of specials for Star Wars. I'm going to give you a couple ideas. Like Mattel and Hot Wheels are doing 25% off all Hot Wheels Star Wars. If you go to hotwheels.com and use the code Star Wars, you can get some 25% off from May 1st through 6th. Kohl's is doing two Star Wars Young Men's t-shirts for $20 for $13 each online till May 5th, which makes me mad because why are they just for men? I'm just saying.
Sorry. And a discount you can have pretty much every day at Walmart is Star Wars action figures.
Yes.
People reporting are actually
them
on
out.
clearance for 50 cents, I've heard.
Really?
Yes.
Well, they're trying that stupid Force Link again. It didn't work last time. So I don't know why they're trying that again.
Ours has them for like $4, but most places are clearing out Star Wars figures.
There's lots of deals to be had there.
Lots of deals to be had.
Hot Topics having Star Wars tees $15 in store and online from today and tomorrow. Her Universe 30% off select Star Wars the 4th and 5th.
Now that's actually run by Ashley Eckstein, who's the voice of Ahsoka. Yeah, on Star Wars.
And then Best Buy has 40% off Star Wars and collectibles today. I'm looking at some other ones. Loungefly has 1-day flash sale, 20% off today if you use code LFFORCE. Target up to 20% off of select Star Wars items for today. Fatheads, characters and ships from Solo, 20% off till the 6th, online only. Gap, if you use the code MAYTHE4TH, orders with Star Wars merchandise, you can, and you have to select free 5 to 7 day shipping and the promo code, and you're getting money off there. There's a bunch of different ones. Hallmark.
Yeah, Hallmark.
Well, here, this is a cool one. Get a 4th off your purchase on select Star Wars items on May 4th. If you go to select retail store locations, they're giving away free limited edition 3-piece pin set.
Oh, wow.
With purchase of $15 or more in Star Wars gifts from April 27th to May 5th. We need to go get you the pins.
Yeah, we'll get some pins.
So there's like a bunch. If you go to StarWars.com, they have a whole list.
Yeah, go to StarWars.com. There's too much to
yeah, I just read
a
few of the ones I think most people would do. And then that was going to end what I have, unless there's something you want to talk about, with some cool little facts that we discussed
go
before.
ahead. Go ahead.
But is there anything else you want to talk about Star Wars before we get to that? We're hoping Solo's good.
Yeah.
We're huge Star Wars fans.
I got to tell you, though, we are. My fandom has diminished, though.
I know. I didn't like the movie either, but I'd at least buy it. You're like, I'm not buying it.
You can buy it.
You
can buy it if you want to, but I'm like, I have no desire to ever watch it again.
It was pretty bad.
The Last Jedi.
I kind of want to see it again just to make sure maybe my hate isn't really worth it, but I'm afraid it'll make me hate it more.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just being too critical. I don't know.
I don't know. I just feel I don't know.
I think it was visually awesome, but the story was lacking.
I'm actually, as far as Star Wars is concerned, I'm actually more excited about Galaxy's Edge than I am any of the movies coming out. I'm kind of excited about the Resistance series because it is done by the guy who did Rebels and Clone Wars, Dave Filoni, and he's actually
I'm excited about the Thrawn
very
books. I got the one. I got the first one I have to read, and then there's another one coming out this summer, and they're going to tie that into Galaxy's Edge. I'm excited about that.
So I think I'm excited about Star Wars. I'm just not excited about the movies.
So
anymore.
You still love Star Wars. You're just cautiously optimistic on Solo.
I'm more selective in what of Star Wars I like, I guess I would say.
So you're I wouldn't say cautiously optimistic. You're like, you're like pessimistic but hoping for a good outcome. Is that what's going on?
Hopeful.
You're hopeful. Always hopeful.
I am Leia waiting in the cell.
I was like,
to be executed
for hope
and tortured. No,
because you need a new hope, right?
I need a new hope because I don't think Solo is going to be it. I think I actually have some hope for Episode 9 because J.J. Abrams does know what fans want for the most part, and I think he could probably.
Yeah, but how is he going to undo everything they
can't.
all the things he set up that could have been awesome are completely gone now.
Time travel.
I don't know. Yeah, so we're going to combine the Infinity Gauntlet with Star Wars now, and we're going to.
Snoke had the you thought you cut
Snoke
in half, but he's got the Time Stone, the Reality Gem. He can just wind it all back.
Yeah, it's all good. So happy. A couple things. I had some cute little fun facts that were on the one Stars.com, and some of these we already knew. I think I mentioned the one. I'm not going to probably talk about it again, but. There's a big discussion. We talked about this before about is Han Solo's coat from Hoth brown or blue?
Yeah, this is weird because now when we were kids, a long time ago in a galaxy far away, all the Han Solo Hoth action figures had a blue parka. But then when they brought the figures back in the 1990s, Han had a brown parka.
Right. And I remember it as being brown. Well,
What color is Han's dress?
yes, this is the dress. And it's been officially stated that it was actually brown, not blue. That they think the blue came from the fact that the lighting might have, made it look like a blue tint to it. Also, it could be that Kenner just got it wrong.
Kenner gets it wrong all the time.
Kenner doesn't get it wrong at all now.
They don't get anything wrong. They got everything wrong because they're
gone.
absorbed into Hasbro now. But no, yeah, and I think a lot. You look at the photos. I think with the snow kind of, you can't tell what color it was because of snow. And then when he was in Echo Base, it was very dark. So.
Well, also, I'm thinking, people talk about toys and things and talk about Kenner and what happened with Kenner. They should go watch the special on Netflix. What was the toys?
Oh, the Toys That Made Us. Yeah,
the Toys That Made Us is amazing, and they have a whole episode just on Star Wars. Mm-hmm. So if you're really into the Star Wars toys and you're really into Kenner and how it all came to be, which is very, very, very interesting, make sure you go check out the Toys That Made Us on Netflix.
The funny thing about that is Star Wars literally made and broke Kenner. Like it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it did, because they were like, that's what made them big, but then that's what, destroyed them.
When they stopped making movies, that was like the end of it.
Well, no, didn't they lose the license to Hasbro or something? What happened? Is that?
No, Hasbro bought them.
No, they bought them, but I mean, I thought there was something that went down before that.
Hasbro bid on Star Wars, they didn't get it, but what happened was, they stopped making movies, so they stopped making the toys. They had a couple of toy lines for the cartoon shows, didn't really go that well, and basically Kenner petered out by the early 90s, and then Hasbro came in and bought them.
Well, okay, let me ask you a question. This is what was your favorite Star Wars toys or items that you remember, or the most weird ones that you remember?
Believe it or not, one of my most favorite things was I had a Yoda hand puppet, and he was a rubber hand puppet.
I remember those.
He smelled really bad, but I freaking loved that Yoda. Like, I used to carry him around all the time.
What was the weirdest thing that you can remember from Star Wars? 'Cause I used to have the Steve Sansweet book. We think we still have it, don't we?
We do, yeah.
And it had like a lot of the collectibles in it. I'm trying to remember some of the weird ones in there. I know they had like the toothbrushes and toothpaste, and they had like the bedding. Everybody had the sheets. I mean, everybody had, their brother had the sheets. I'm trying to think what else I thought that was pretty interesting or weird.
Well, one of the weirdest ones they had was actually with the prequels. The Jabba the Hutt they brought out for Episode 1. They called it Jabba Glob. And you actually put slime. You actually put slime in Jabba the Hutt, and you squeeze his stomach, and he vomited frogs and slime.
I do not remember this, but that is definitely weird. And you would have hated it because Tom has an aversion to slime.
I don't like the
he
slime. He
hates slime. He doesn't. He won't even touch it. The kids will have it. Here, Dad. He'll be like, "I'm not touching that."
I don't like it.
So yeah, of course, Tom's would be something slime related.
Yeah, but I'm like, why would you? Because they didn't even do like a playset. He was on a blister. I remember him. He was on a blister card, and he came with like a can of slime. It was like a Ghostbuster toy. You just squeeze him, and slime came out.
I don't remember that one. I know what I always wanted as a kid. I wanted one of the plush Ewoks so badly. I remember looking the Sears catalog, and they're in there. And I remember writing it down for Christmas that I wanted it. I wanted like Wicked or whatever, and I didn't get them. I got them later, though. My parents went and bought them for me later.
That's cool. When Star Tours first opened in Disneyland, I remember we were there the year it opened, and 89 or 90 or whatever it was. And they didn't have a lot of Star Wars merchandise then because Star Wars was on its way out. So the only things they had the Ewok plushes, and they had like model kits and T-shirts, and that was like it. Compared to like all the Star Wars merchandise that's around now, this was like when Star Tours came out. Like Star Wars was already kind of on its way out. It was so weird. I'm like, oh my god, you can actually find Star Wars stuff here because you couldn't find it anywhere else.
Yeah, well, you used to find it like weird stuff that was discontinued years before. You'd find it like drugstores or like weird odd
stores people didn't go to buy toys. Well, I remember I found an original like 1978 Hammerhead on the original blister cart in like 1984. Like
that would have been awesome.
He was still sitting in the drugstore, and this is back before there was a collector's market or anything like that. But yeah, there were a lot of stores that they had, like I remember KB Toys had discounted Star Wars stuff till like the late 80s.
Well, you worked there too.
Well, I worked there later, but I used to go to KB's all the time, and they had like the Power of the Force, the coins, like the Anakins,
I remember those,
and Stormtrooper Luke's, and they sat there for years, and they were like $1.99 each.
Well, I used to remember I used to sell the Star Wars toys. I used to collect this stuff, and I'd sell it, and I used to get figures and cards and stuff. It was a lot easier to find stuff back then, I think, at some levels. I mean, it's easier now with eBay, but this is pre-eBay, so you could find places, and I think you could get things for more reasonable prices, and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I used to sell this stuff, and I loved it, and I used to look at all the cool figures, and I had the books telling you what was what, and I used to have a lot, but I did get the Ewok. My parents went to Texas, went to a huge flea market, and found an Ewok plush, and they bought it for me for Christmas. I was very excited.
Yeah, I did find some. I used to find Star Wars stuff at flea markets.
My dad used to take me to the local flea market every month, and we'd go looking for Star Wars stuff. So anyway,
that's not a problem now. There's way tons and tons of Star Wars stuff out there now.
Yeah. So I have a couple, like, besides the parka, there was a couple other things. I thought this was interesting. Yoda was almost played by a monkey in a costume, and then they were going to animate his lips.
Okay.
That might have actually been worse than The Last Jedi.
Oh God, that would have been awful.
So it would have been, monkey you are. Yes. Poop. All right, and this one was the last one I have, and it's actually kind of interesting. They were trying to figure out what to do with the surface of Crate, because you know how it's really weird looking?
Yeah.
So what the surface of Crate actually is a mixture of shredded paper and red dye.
That's it. See,
That's what it is.
I thought it was actually, well, one, I thought it was mostly CGI, but I thought they had like artificial snow or something that they just
No,
had,
they used they tried all kinds of stuff, and what they settled on for the effects of it was a special mixture of shredded paper and red dye.
in fan tears.
No, I love you.
So that's pretty interesting, though. They did use a lot more practical effects in the sequels than they did the prequels, obviously.
Yeah,
so.
and the old movies were full of just practical effects and on the cheap, and it's cool that they're kind of using things like that now too.
Right.
So
No monkeys.
no monkeys. We were hoping that they don't go with the monkeys and the costumes and animated lips, because that would be banthas
The banthas were elephants, so
yeah. So it makes sense, but that didn't have to act like Yoda did.
right.
I think it'd be a little hard to get Mr. Pickles to cooperate.
Yeah.
So, okay, is there anything else you want to talk about for the
Nope,
4th?
I
just
think-
want to wish everybody a happy 4th.
Have a happy 4th, and we're going to wrap this one up. But subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, wherever you found this podcast. And check out thekingdominsider.com. That's a blog we work on. And there's more Star Wars content.
And if you want to register for Run Disney events or check them out, go to rundisney.com, or you can check our travel sponsor.
MickeyVacations.com. They have a whole section for Run Disney.
They
and
are
put
one of the Run
packages.
Disney sponsors.
Yeah,
they work with Run Disney. So.
Yeah, they can put packages together for you. So we're going to go.
All right.
I'm going to disappear like a Force ghost.
All right.
Pirates and Princesses is a production of Clownfish Studios. We are an unofficial Disney podcast, not endorsed or affiliated with the Walt Disney Company. You can visit us on the web at piratesandprincesses.net. That's piratesandprincesses.net. You can shoot us an email at piratespodcast@gmail.com. That's piratespodcast@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you for listening, and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.